Are the Olympics important to you? Like, I mean, do you like watch them every year, even if it's just like a couple of events? Are there any Olympic athletes you admire or maybe inspire you? I have one I admire, Kurt Angle. You know, he won a gold medal with a broken frickin' neck. But if you're a big MMA fan, there's probably a couple other ones, like Hidehiko Yoshida from Pride, Yoel Romero, Ronda Rousey, Randy Couture. But there is one Olympian. Doesn't necessarily stand above the rest, but he is the only one to use a king-size mattress for a pillow, and that's Henry Triple C Cejudo. So today, let's take a look at Cejudo, who at the time is just double C, as we cover UFC 238. UFC 238 took place on June 8th, 2019 in Shoptown, Chicago, Illinois. It brought in over 2 million at the live gate with just over 16,000 attendees. It had a buy rate of just around 946,000, which is really good when you consider the main event is a lower weight class. This isn't a Patreon requested video. We just wanted to cover this one, me and Carl. We really like this card. So, enough talk. Let's just get to the fights. These prelims actually have a lot of name value. Caitlin Chukagian took on Joanne Wood. Eddie Wineland got a KO win. Xiaonan Yan beat Angela Hill. Calvin Kattar and Ricardo Lamas had a nasty, just wicked KO. Alexa Grasso, the future champ, beat Carolina Kovalevich. Another future champion, Aljamain Sterling, beat Pedro Munoz, which got him a number one contenders match against Corey Sandhagen. Finally, someone I think is the future champ, Tatiana Suarez, got a win over Nina Nunes. Pretty solid name value if you really care about that aspect of it, but the fights overall were actually pretty solid on the prelim, so good stuff. First up on the main card though, we have two debuts for the series with Tai Tuivasa taking on Blagoy Ivanov. Tai Tuivasa, how do you not love this guy? He's actually coming off his first career loss to JDS, but he's looking to pop himself another shoey for if he gets a win in this one. Blagoy Ivanov, he's a former WSOF champion. He's mostly known for being a big grinder while being like a slow plodding heavyweight. So out of the gate, we see the younger striker looking to step in, be aggressive, but this eventually gets him caught in the clinch. After the break, he goes right back into just being overly aggressive, nearly pays for it as he gets dropped by a great Ivanov right hand. Tuivasa gets back up to his feet. A lot of back and forth trading control in the clinch. About a minute left. They are just kind of striking. Tuivasa's losing the striking. He's looking to try and get like an outside low kick from the southpaw position, but his head is just wide open and Ivanov just sees that on the platter and is just blasting it with straight lefts. Second round, back to the slower, plodding boxing we were kind of seeing. A big shot lands for Tuivasa this time, and Ivanov gets a stanky leg for a second. Tuivasa pursues the finish, but gets stuck in the clinch. Then something really weird happens that I actually forgot about. Final seconds of the round, Tuivasa rushes into a clinch to try and steal the round. Ivanov reverses it into a guillotine, and he just holds it after the bell rings, lets go finally, then frames off on his face. Unsure if that's dirty or not, or maybe it's like a miscommunication. I don't know. You guys be the judge. So, last round, and it's starting off slow. They just do this like plodding boxing stuff. Go into a clinch where Ivanov gets a brief takedown. They finally break away with like a minute or so left, and Tuivasa just chopping at this leg. Something I wish he did more in this fight because it was really adding up and really hurting Ivanov. You could just tell. They trade more punches before the bell rings with Ivanov winning by unanimous decision. So I complained a lot about this like plodding boxing they were doing, but that's just my bias. I honestly want some technique. I'm asking that of heavyweight fights, which... okay, it's not really fair. So I think it's just a fine 6 out of 10 for me. That weird moment around 2 though, like come on, what is up with that? Next up, we have a bantamweight clash between Petr Yan and Jimmy Rivera. Petr Yan, another great debut for the Retro Review series. Dude has slick boxing technique, some awesome and interesting sambo as well, in there, just kind of mixed in. Jimmy Rivera, mega boy material. At the time, this guy had a ton of upside, with him going 1-2 in his last 3, but that was his first and second ever losses to Marlon Moraes, a guy fighting for the title in the main event, and Aljamain Sterling, who is the current champion as of recording. Out the jump, both dudes are kind of testing the waters with feints, some low kicks. Yan primarily pressuring forward and cutting the cage off, with him looking to step in, but Rivera just sidestep, clinches, and on the exit, Yan does toss a good left hand out. Twice more of this happens with Rivera sidestepping and overextending right hand from Yan, then clinching up for a brief moment. Honestly, for the majority of this round, Rivera is looking unbelievable. Great punch and clutch game plan with him having fantastic head movement and low kicks to punish Yan as he's stepping in. Until Yan starts kicking more. This is taking away the head movement for Rivera as he doesn't want to run head first into a shin or a knee. Then, as the round is ending, bang! Huge left hand on the chin for Jan, and he drops Rivera hard. And that kind of makes it a closer round for sure. Second round, both dudes are just swinging at each other. Great head movement to draw the other one to do something, then swing a big shot back. Then the low kicks start coming back for Rivera, which are hurting Jan, forcing a stance switch. And I just gotta be honest, this round is nuts. They just keep swinging at each other with Rivera definitely having the advantage with his shots. Jan is pressuring forward, trying to pin Rivera against the cage. This leads to a huge head kick, but Rivera just eats it like it's nothing. And come on, it was definitely something. Big uppercut into a straight right that levels Rivera as the round ends. Jan gets top position, and he might have a neck as the round ends. But once again, another close round, I think. Final round, and they're back in the middle, just looking to blast each other. Jimmy gets a low single early, but a great scramble and escape by Jan. Good kicks from Rivera, but Jan has a great straight left, right uppercut that knocks the mouthpiece clean out. They're just keeping up this wild pace of movement into exchanges. Rivera, once again, I think is winning the exchanges with him landing more, I feel like. But as the round is ending, Jan is looking for a takedown and very nearly has it, even though Rivera is scrambling very well. Petr Yan wins a decision after 3 rounds, but I think this is a close one. I think you can legitimately argue that Jimmy Rivera was winning. I will say, though, this fight is a very good 8 out of 10. Great pace, great action, but I feel like it's missing that wow factor for me to make it just break that 8 out of 10 ceiling for me. So, love this fight, though. I gotta check something. It's Tony time, because next up we have Tony El Cucuy Ferguson taking on Donald Cowboy Cerrone. Oh, I'm so excited for this fight. It's Tony Ferguson, and he's back after winning his return fight against Anthony Pettis, which I've covered on the Retro Review series. We have Donald Cowboy Cerrone taking him on, a newly minted UFC Hall of Famer, and he's in the middle of kind of a renaissance with his career after racking up wins against Alex Hernandez and Ally Quinta. Out the gate, both dudes looking for kicks, when they just go to exchanging hard jabs in there, with Ferguson looking to kind of look for an opening to step in with a straight, then just glide out of there. Tony starts grooving in there with his footwork before darting in with the straight and gliding out, just like I said. But Cowboy's just throwing back with no fear. Ferguson looks for a step-in overhand elbow, misses, and spins out. Ferguson ends up even busting out the fabled Scott Steiner kick punch. Pyah! Ferguson is just always touching Cerrone in some way or another. As the round's ending, Cerrone might have stung Tony with a punch. As he looks to step in and swarm, Ferguson lands a combination right back and hurts Cerrone instantly right back. Just a crazy way to end the round. Second round, and instantly Ferguson is just pressuring again. Great jab and snap kicks up the middle. It's starting to become the Tony Ferguson show, with him just lighting Cowboy up with straight punch after straight punch after straight punch, easily breaking the nose of Cerrone. Great sequence with Cowboy launching a high kick, then Tony comes back with a low kick across the legs to attack the rear leg, then landing a big straight right hand into a spinning back elbow, with Cerrone pressuring forward with punches, landing some, but Tony punches back and then just throws a spinning elbow to land it again. Cerrone does go for a takedown and gets it briefly, but Ferguson's right back up to his feet, and this offense is never stopping. Not even when the bell rings, as he lands a huge straight right after the bell. Just blatant. It was one of those like weird accidental ones. Like, he meant to hit him, and he did. But he was like in the zone, and you can kind of like see what happens here. The fight ends. Yep. Cowboy has a broken nose and tried blowing his nose. Well, it causes your eye to swell up instantly, and it's disgusting and awesome. So Tony Ferguson wins by doctor stoppage in between rounds. But how good was this fight, though? I mean, anticlimactic ending, which is the only thing stopping me from giving it a 10 out of 10. And it's still a 9.5 for me. Just a wow. Just a great fight. Just amazing stuff. The only problem is that ending. I want more. But now we have our co-main event, a women's flyweight title match between Valentina Shevchenko and Jessica Evil Eye. Jessica Eye gets a title shot. She came into the UFC hot, but she had a rough go at 135. She dropped to 125, got some wins. The UFC seeing an opportunity to capitalize on her popularity, and boom, here's a title shot. 125 wasn't good at the time, but now we have the champion Valentina Shevchenko. She was the second champion for 125 pounds after they basically made the weight class for her. They had a tough season to crown an inaugural winner. She got a title shot against Nico Montagna. That fight fell through. She fought for the vacant title, won it, and held it for a really long time against competition. Out the gate, we have the Southpaw Orthodox matchup. Valentina is circling while Jessica Eye is just trying to chase her in her footwork, not cutting the cage off, just kind of following. The open side matchup allows for these kicks against the open gut, and Valentina is just blasting them. Boom, boom. gross sound. Ai is really trying to step in with punches, but they're just kind of winging it and just really out of range. Ai looks to come in with a big right hand, instantly just kind of brought down to the ground. Valentina just controls her for a great amount of time, landing some shots, and stuff like that. Ai does get back up, but she's still clinched by Valentina. Shevchenko just gets her right back down to the floor with ease. She's working for a crucifix, and with about a minute left, she gets it, landing some elbows, but then with around 15 seconds left, she goes for an Americana, and it's reversed instantly with Ai getting on top for the end of the round. But, despite that, there's just domination from Valentina. Round 2, another big body kick for Shevchenko. Ai's just kind of plodding in, not cutting the cage off, and walks right into a huge left high kick, and Shevchenko just puts her out cold. Big KO win for the champion in round 2. This fight exists. Not great action, not a great matchup, but a great highlight reel. So yeah, 5 out of 10, Yeah, sure, why not? Not bad, not good. Great highlight reel. Would I recommend going and hunting down and watching the fight? No, just YouTube the finish. There you go. Yeah, sure, why not? But now we have our main event of the evening, a fight for the vacant bantamweight title, as TJ Dillashaw was stripped of his title after having so many enhancements. Adam Smasher would blush. Marlon Moraes takes on the owner of the biggest head pound for pound on the planet, Henry Cejudo. Marlon Moraes, what a journey this guy had. He was given the task of being the welcome to WSOF for Miguel Torres. Stopped that dream right then and there. Became champion of the promotion himself. Henry Cejudo, well, he's the flyweight champion at this time. He took it from Mighty Mouse in a fight that I actually covered on the Retro Review series. And after that, DJ did get traded to 1FC for Ben Askren, so instead of the trilogy fight, he took on TJ Dillashaw, where he got a KO win, hitting him with that Globe Dome and landing some ground and pound, getting a quick win. If Francis Ngannou has Ford Escorts for fists, then Henry Cejudo has an 18-wheeler for a head. But anyways, Megamind here is going to take on Marlon Moraes and try and become a champ. First round opens up, and out the jump, we see low kicks from Moraes. Cejudo has this karate stance, and that leaves you open to low kicks typically, so smart work. Cejudo's looking to step in with punches, and Moraes just lets loose with quick combinations to halt any attempts at Cejudo creating forward pressure. This first round is just all Moraes. These low kicks are insane. He forces a stance switch early and just goes right back to that right leg kick, just tearing it up. Easy round for Moraes. Second round, we see Cejudo looking to circle and duck inside to get punches going. This creates a good opportunity for a head collision, but he does land some good punches that stumble Moraes momentarily early. Cejudo is doing a lot better at getting inside, tossing punches, but later in the round, a nasty inside low kick sweeps Cejudo off his feet, as he still really hasn't found an answer for the low kicks, but his pressure is helping him out. And it's almost breaking Moraes and wearing out this gas tank. There's just an awesome sequence with Cejudo punching Moraes to the cage, going for a tie clinch knee, and on the break, Moraes looks for a head kick. Cejudo is just not letting up this pressure, just constantly punching in, trying to get a tie clinch, and blasting knees up the middle to the head. All this pressure is just breaking Moraes, it feels like. He's either hurt or gassing or both at this point. Moraes does land a great straight right on the chin that stuns Cejudo as the round ends. Fantastic and dramatic round. I love it. Third round now, and the pressure is still on. Cejudo just walking Moraes down. Big right hand into another tie clinch knee on the break. Moraes is just gassing, it seems like, tossing a bomb out here and there, which is easily avoided by the forward-moving Cejudo and then going into a clinch. From here, Cejudo presses him to the cage, gets a front headlock, drags him down, and goes for a great attempt at an anaconda choke. After escaping the choke, Moraes takes a knee to the chest as a prize. Cejudo gets top position, avoids an armbar, starts to just pound on Moraes. Moraes is so exhausted he can't do anything, as Cejudo is just pouring on the elbows and then the punches before Mark Goddard stops this fight. Henry Cejudo, the Olympic gold medalist, the flyweight champion, and the pound-for-pound king of the Giant Head Club, becomes champ. I actually always forget how amazing this fight is. 10 out of 10, easily, including the significance. Entertainment value alone, it's like a 9, honestly. Yeah, it's an incredible fight. Significance, that's easily more than 1 point. This fight's fantastic. Cejudo is the man, and while I critique his use of ducking low and then coming up for a headbutt, I can't act like he isn't an incredible fighter. And all the head jokes, I only make fun of him because it's funny. I have a big head too. We're in the same club, buddy. He's honestly truly one of the greats though, and if he beats Aljo, which hasn't happened, their fight hasn't happened yet as of recording, then he's a GOAT contender to me. So what do I rate this event? I think I'm going to go with an incredible 8.5 out of 10. Just a phenomenal card. 2 fights were fine, but the other 3 were just classics. were great, if not classics, it feels like. I think that evens out to an 8.5 out of 10. Really happy we decided to do this one anyways. Anyways, if you enjoy the series, go down below and click on the playlist. We have 4 of the Retro Review series. Catch up. Catch all the ones you've missed. Maybe all of them over again. You can see me grow from a nervous, ugly dude with awful hair to the suave, sophisticated, and dare I say the most handsome man you've ever seen before you. And if you have an event you want me to cover, then join the Patreon. Make a donation where we'll cover, honestly, just about anything. Be sure to be on the lookout for the next one, though, and I will give a little bit of a hint to kind of build up excitement here. It's a classic 5-round war that, let's just say, starts us off with a bang. I'm Joe with the INC. Thank you for watching.